Ka Commissioner of Food Safety RM Kurba haka khat artere kala ong ba ka an kan yat la ka jong kalinti halor ka jinglap ya ka jingkhle dawai formalin ya ki dohkha ki bawan nabar. Habakaran bikinang tho khubor ka kong kurba ka balong ru ka Deputy Commissioner East Khasi Hills District Marsin Register ya ka FIR ka an kala le ya ka badan kam bat ka ying bishar kan rai ya ka jing pensitom. Kalaong haka bayadai ba ka jing thung jing tokit kalaong ba ka ne ka syong ha ka rai jong ka sorkar. Hendrai ka kamram jongki ka dei ban pentikana ba ki dohkha ki bawan poi hajala ki dei ki ba khuat ki ba suba kat kum ka food safety bat kalaong ba ki dohkha ki bawan hayo ki dei ban long ki bala deptes ban ailat ban di hayo. Ka sorkar kala khang ya ka jingwan ra dohkha na ka bentak khat sansingi ka bala sedang na do ka pratrik uniu banai jeliu hadien balalap ba ki dohkha ki bawan ra na sabar dei ki bala khle dawai formalin hadien ba laipo na ki saupu arteli ki nong muna bala shim la test positive ba khle ka formalin.
The news about the contamination of various food items, and we would like to make some clarification and educate the public at large and create some kind of awareness so that people will know how to detect if any food item in their household is contaminated. And even not only when they reach at home, they can straight away check right from the time they they buy it from the marketplace. Tests that we had done, conducted across the state, where we had found that a certain number, in fact a huge number of the fishes that we tested contains formalin, and thereafter we had taken the step of closing down the sale of certain imported fish and for the next 15 days. So let us start with that first. I would request Dr. Papang here to kindly say, state how do we detect or any other relating to the fish, because it's again in her department. Doctor, please.
Fisheries department. What we used to do is for testing of fish, the fish arrival of fish, and in the fish coming outside the states. What we used to do, we used to test right from the center, from where they collect it, and once they test, they give the certificate also to the concern. I mean to trucks or to whatever vehicles they carry, and they bring along with that certificate. It just happened, and a few days later, we also from the fisheries department we then check actually for this. We can say we are sorry because this is it happened from time to time. Even though we had seen this from the Assam news about the formalin, and then we are doing this formalin testing kit with us. So that's all we from the fisheries. What sample we have collect so far we have not yet found till that day when the food safety have checked and have cut that. So now we from the fisheries department also with the concern about the consumers of fish coming from the outside the states, and we use we do check even the certificate they have bring along.
Report which has come out, I think in the last week of April, if I'm not mistaken, a random samples of fishes had been taken from the retailers in Yodo, and then that was on the 2nd of May 2023. And then the second time I did was that on the 6th of May, again another raids we did in Clay Yodo along with the presence of the magistrate and police. 3 samples were lifted from the wholesalers from Clay Yodo. It was taken out from the truck. So all these samples were sent accordingly. The samples taken from retailer on the 2nd were sent to lab on the 2nd of May, and the sample taken on the 6th of May were sent to laboratory on the 6th of May itself. And then other officers in other districts also, they have they have also collected their fish samples from the 10th and then 11th and so on and so forth. So we keep on collecting all the samples. Based on the reports which we received from the laboratory on the 8th of June, it is really, like the number of sample tested positive is alarming. Out of 42 samples tested, then 30 became positive with the presence of formalin. Then a step has been taken for strictly in the interest of public health. This prohibition order has been issued on the 8th of June 2023.
The laboratory, as you know, we receive the samples from the enforcement officers, and then immediately testing is done. So all these fishes were collected on random sampling from every district by the enforcement officers, and they are brought to the laboratory in cold chain, because that is as per the Food Safety and Standard Regulation 2011 Act, that all the fishes that need to be analyzed should be brought in cold chain. So after the fish are being brought, immediately we do the testing for all the other parameters, including formalin, and as stated clearly that out of the 42 fishes that have been tested so far in phase 1, testing is still continuing in the laboratory so far, which means reports are yet to be given in the future. But from the 42 fishes that have been tested, as far as formalin parameters is concerned, all the 30 are detected positive.
Number one, we would be whatever fish that come here for the imported fishes will be tested before it's being allowed to be sold in the market. As mentioned in the order itself, that there are certain clause, once we register an FIR, like that, then due course of law will be put in place, and then the court will decide on the sentence. We do have the report, but we will still, we cannot disclose here. We do have from where we've collected, who are the supplier. We will be submitting our report as soon as possible to the concerned department. I thank the fish sellers, and they're very cooperative. They met me the very next day, and to show their support. Of course, we can understand that it will affect their livelihood, because that fish which we have banned is one of the very beneficial for the sale. That's what they told us. So so far there's no violation. Based on our findings, the government will take corrective steps on this regard.
Are you sending any report to the dogs?
We will be sending, because I'm still waiting for some more reports. So as soon as I get the report from the lab, I will be sending some more, my total report.
Will you suggest some?
Yes, we will be definitely will. But then as of now, still in the preparation stage. We'll wait for by the end of this week. I'll submit my report. All this time we had 5 FSO, that is Food Safety Officer. Then we had recently the MPSC. Again declared the result for 3 more. So we are still short by 3 more officers, for which we are going for, since the exam is taking some time. So we are going to have to appoint them on contract basis, which with the proposal has been sent to the government.
Now we have collected, as the report stated, 42, out of which 30 has been detected, and we are yet to receive more. We're expecting more than 100. So because we do it on a phase basis, and these fishes, we are not selective of imported. We do a random sampling, so it can be local, it can be anything. So when the sample reaches the laboratory also, it goes by coding, because that is as per the FSI rule, it goes by coding. So it should be clearly confidential, and there is no partiality in the testing. So based on the coding, if it is detected formalin, we detect it.
This is happening, but that's what we are saying. We since at present it's happening this time, but we do conduct. It just happened that we can't say that we just keep like that, but we don't have that much facilities to do it here. So we depends on food and safety for that.
What is the solution?
Yes, for that, I think we need to cooperate to work together with food and safety.
Discussed the presence of formalin. Formalin, to say that how much is safe, how much is not safe. let us go to the facts. That is, as per the Food Safety and Standard Regulation 2011, it clearly states that the presence of formalin in any food product, especially fish, is not permitted. And that is a fact. And it is also stated as a human carcinogenic. So the presence of, and also it is also stated that consumption of 30 ml or 37% of this formalin at one go can cause even death in a person, which means that I'm not saying that they're keeping that much amount in a fish, but consumption of fish on a daily basis can lead to accumulation of formalin in your body, which might lead to serious diseases. And in the laboratory, detection of formalin, of course, it's done on qualitative and quantitative basis. We do have a sophisticated instrument which detect the confirmation to formaldehyde, that is the GCMSMS. So the fishes that reach the department are all confirmed for the presence of formalin. And there are more testing that is done right now, as Madam has already mentioned that testing is undergoing. So until we get the full reports, we are yet to conclude that up to how many percentage of these fishes that have been tested is detected of formalin.
Not exactly, that I don't have that information, whether we coordinating with other states. I'm not having that answer for you, Ram. For that, I will have to see from where the consignment comes. When we do, when the government does put an inquiry, then definitely, because we do have some papers with us, so I cannot pinpoint which state, right? Because unless there's a total inquiry into this, it's very difficult for me to say it's from this state or that state, right?
But there is no testing on local fish.
It is ongoing today. From that day,
On local fishes.
we are allowing the local fishes to be sold today, since that day, and testing is ongoing process for us. Actually, rohu fish are mostly from Andhra, so basically we are looking at rohus, from all rohu fishes coming to the state.
What are the type of fishes you
Rohu.
Don't you think that this is
I think so. Definitely, that's why there's very strong law for that. I mean, the food safety standards have strictly banned the use of formalin, right? So, and they've given a very strong sentence to if it is found to be, at the end of the investigation. For that, as you say, it's true, and this will, whoever has done this will be taken to task in due process of the law.